next comedian. Let's keep this going. Give it up for Chris Grieco, everyone. Keep it going for MC, everybody. Holy shit. What a great host. Great set earlier. You guys get your stimulus in? Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. I got my stimulus in. I needed that money, dude. I needed that cash, dude. The second it hit my bank account, I paid off all of my OnlyFans. And it was a bill. It was a big one. We know what OnlyFans is, right? Right? It's when a nice lady, she takes a look at her Instagram feed and she goes, you know what? Let's take these vacation photos up a notch. And she does. She does, and she makes a lot of money. And that money comes from me. Not proud of that, just kind of a bad habit, I guess, in the pandemic. Just blame it on that, yeah. It's hard to get over bad habits in the pandemic. Right now I'm on energy drinks, which just sucks to say out loud, because it's a stupid thing to be addicted to. No one cares, because it's not real. It's not a real addiction, but you get addicted anyway, because it's not real, because if you told your friend that you were addicted to something real, like heroin, they'd be concerned for you. They want to give you help and resources and all that. I tell my friends I'm addicted to Monster Energy. They're like, oh yeah, are you stupid? Yeah. When you get your fix in between re-rubs to Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory, huh? You fucking nerd, drink some water. Can't blame him on that one. Can't blame him. It's tough. It's actually such a stupid thing to be addicted to. It makes me jealous of other people's addictions. Like, there's a part of me that just kind of wishes I smoked cigarettes instead. Which is dumb, but also, I already look like I smoke cigarettes. Like, the amount of people I've disappointed outside of bars after they've confidently walked up to me, only to find out I was a nerd that listened to Dare. Not a good feeling. Not a good one. It's partially because my dad smokes. He's a chimney. He's never not been a smoker, you know? And I love my dad, but he is a aggressive speaker, dude. Aggressive, right? And it's been like that. He's a nice guy, but like, the things he believes, it does not line up with the way he says them, which made my childhood confusing. Because he would pull me in for like life lessons and I wouldn't know what the thesis of his fucking thing. He would like pull me and he'd be like, buddy, get over here. Let me tell you something about these fucking broads, okay? These fucking broads, they don't get paid the same as men, and it's not right. You're like, Dad, what was that first part, though? What? He's like, don't worry about it. Let me tell you something else about these goddamn Mexicans coming into this country just trying to make a buck for their family, bud. They're just trying to... I'm trying to talk to him. I'm like, Dad, you can't talk like that anymore, okay? Because people my age, Pops, they're going to try to cancel you like 3 words in. He's like, that's the thing about people your age, buddy. People your age are entitled jagoffs. You're like, there he is. I knew it. I knew he was in there. Yeah, it's hard having a dad like that and also having a super progressive girlfriend. That's fun. It's always a fun meet and greet kind of session, right? That was my ex-girlfriend. We met when she was still in college. She was in a lot of social justice and political classes, which means she was mad at me all the time. That's what that means. That's right, she was in advanced feminism. Men ain't shit theory, those classes, ladies, you're familiar. Right? So she would, which is fine, but that means she would leave class like in that mindset to hang out with me. And I would just be on the couch eating Doritos like an ass, just the face of the patriarchy, just eating, playing video games. And she'd walk in and I'd be like, hey, how was class? You want to watch a movie? She's like, no, I want you to explain yourself. And now we're fighting. Because our professor doesn't want us to be happy, I think, was the thesis of that curriculum. I think is the word. I didn't go to college, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm kidding. I'm being mean. But she was actually really cool. Her roommate, on the other hand, not so much. Bit of a handful, honestly. Her roommate she's one of those people, you ever talk to someone and it's like we're at war all of a sudden? Like, what happened? Like, the first night I met her, right? First night I met my ex's roommate, we're doing the softball get-to-know-you questions, just asking bullshit just to find out who we are about each other. And she asked me, she goes, Chris, do you like the Beatles? I go, home run, dude. getting this relationship off right. I go, I love the Beatles. She goes, did you know that John Lennon was a wife-beating piece of shit? I'm like, that's your icebreaker? That's your opening line. And later on that night, she gets like blackout, like crying drunk. And she says to the group in the living room, she goes, why don't guys want to be with me? Well, because they're not expecting the question, do you like the Beatles, to be a trap. That's why. They're not expecting to walk into the Thunderdome on, are you a fan of the most popular band of all time? That's why there may be a disconnect on the first date sometimes. I don't know. To be fair to her, though, we are living in that time, right? Where, like, we turn on the fucking news, but no one watches the news. We go on our phones. Why do we say we turn on the news? No one turns on the fucking news. Okay. Don't have a breakdown on stage. We'll do that later. But a news story, right? All of our artistic heroes are just pieces of shit in their personal lives, right? Which sucks. It puts you in a weird position as a fan, right? Because it makes you ask the question, does the greatness of their work, does that outweigh the shittiness of the thing that they did, right? So, if you're a Michael Jackson fan, does Thriller outweigh molesting kids? And if you ask a Michael Jackson fan, it is pretty close, dude. It is. We're talking an inch away from not giving a fuck, dude. Like, not... Yeah, all those allegations, you ask them, they just seem to melt away into that sick bass line of Billie Jean. It doesn't really matter. Does not matter. I talk like this at work. I'm gonna get fired. I do talk like this. So I'm one HR talk away from starting my own OnlyFans, and it's... They are not happy with me and my shenanigans. I work in, like, you know, just a fucking, just the soulless office kind of thing, and they just do things like team building exercises every fucking week, like that's necessary. And here's the thing with team building exercises. My manager, she'll get the whole team together, right? She'll get us all together. She'll be like, okay, gang, team building time. Let's go around here. All right, here's the question. What celebrity, alive or dead, do you want to get brunch with? And my fucking teammate, like, they've never heard of fun before. They're all, like, answering this seriously. They're like, I want Taylor Swift. What? Taylor Swift. Then another person, they go, I want to get brunch with my grandma, actually, if it's alive or dead. You know, I want my grandma. And she's like, Chris, who do you want to invite to brunch? I'm like, well, Jeffrey Epstein, dude. That's who I want. I just want to know who killed him. I just want to know, and he might know. You pump a few fucking mimosas into him, next thing you know, he's talking. He's like, yeah, no, they were choking me out in the cell, and they whispered in my ear, the Clintons send their regards. And now we know. And you said your fucking grandma, okay? You said your grandma. And here's the thing with team building exercises, right? It's bullshit because it's a kid's game, right? Because you're only allowed to use kids' language. You can't talk like how we get to know each other outside of work. The whole thing, it's not real. It's a wash, right? So my thing is, like, if we're gonna do team building, it should be in the most adult way possible, right? The questions, they should just 10 out of 10 right out of the gate. Hey, Chris, sir, what porn video did you watch that made you feel the most ashamed, and why did you rewatch it later? That's a question. That's a good team building. Let's get to know each other. I want to go straight into who's your favorite serial killer. I want immediately, which documentary are you going through, right? Here's the thing. Is it just me, when you watch, like, serial killer stuff, is there a part of you that chooses which one you'd want to be if you were one of them? Is that... Okay, that one might just be me. I don't know. Maybe the white people in here are all like, yes, but all the black people are like, what the fuck is he talking about? I want to be Charles Manson, man. And I know he's not technically a serial killer, but at least I'd have a family that supports me. And I need that in my life. You guys have been so awesome, man. Thank you so much. You have a good night.
Get up for Chris Grieco again, everybody.